What is 10x scarier at night than day? Telephone calls. Telephone call at 3 p.m. you think, ugh, telemarketer. Telephone call at 3 a.m. you're thinking duck duck duck. Someone died. Apostrophe. Nothing good can come from a phone call after 9 p.m. Nothing good can come from a phone call. Someone knocking on your door. I grew up in a pretty rough neighborhood. Some confused crackhead knocking on your door late at night was commonplace and never really bothered me. As an adult I moved to a pretty isolated village, and at 11 p.m. the local church decided it was a good time to knock on my door and sing hymns. Scared the shit out of me. What the hell kind of church is that? People screaming randomly. You don't get scared when that happens during the day. Now I hear that every day, since I live next to crackheads. Your neighbor using a wood chipper. That's complete natural. Just ignore the screams. That's just the squeaky gears in the machine. Blood. Oh gosh no, that's just sap. Apostrophe. Clothes piled up in the chair opposite to your bed. I once stared at a hanger for hat. Don't know what it's called. For an hour thinking it was a man stalking me. Silly 8 years old. Embarrassing story time. When I was in elementary school I had a vertical fan at the end of my bed. And one night I went to sleep with my clothes basket still sitting on the bed. IDKY. I just did. At like 3 in the morning I knocked it off in my sleep. And instead of knocking over the fan it scraped against the side, making a buzzing noise. So I woke up, terrified, to some crazy noise and not being able to see anyone. And for some reason the explanation my brain came up with was that there was a midget with a chainsaw hiding under my bed waiting to kill me. I laid petrified in my bed until it got light enough out for me to see the basket of clothes on the floor and piece together what had actually happened. I told my parents about it and still get made fun of for it almost 20 years later. The unexpected sound of a long forgotten and presumed dead Furby as it shrieks Furbish from the bowels of your childhood closet. This happened to me. Creepy mofo didn't have any batteries or anything. And all of a sudden, 2 a.m. I wake up and hear ha ha ha, ha ha ha, I see you, ha ha ha. The man who sleeps with a machete under his pillow is a fool all night's but one. No ducking clue. My cat suddenly staring at the empty corner of my bedroom. Probably about a month before I moved out of my apartment in 2018 I was going to bed and my cat was at the foot of the bed. Usually she would leave the bed when I went to bed, but that night she stayed there. I wasn't sleeping yet, just messing around on my phone when she went on high alert staring into the kitchen and living room with the door to the bedroom and living room open. It was a straight shot. She did it for so long that I got freaked out and turned on all the lights and investigated. Made sure all doors and windows were locked. I found nothing, but it was quite a while before she or I calmed down and slept. The next day I remembered that I had a camera set up in the living room, so I pulled it up just to see if I saw a ghost or something. I did not see a ghost. What I saw was something crawling on the cat's bed in the living room. It wasn't the best camera, so I couldn't tell what it was, just that it was something. But I was thinking mouse. Several days passed, and the cat didn't do the staring into the dark for 30 minutes thing again, and I didn't see anything, so I figured whatever it was gone. Hell no. I walked into the bathroom a few nights later and turned on the light and saw the largest roach I have ever seen in my ducking life, and I'm from Florida. I think I blacked out, but I think I killed it. I had lived in that apartment for almost 8 years and had never seen a roach, and until I moved out a month or so later it was the only roach I saw. So it's not always ghosts. Sometimes it's a giant ducking roach. Honestly, I'd prefer the ghost. I have a wealth of random knowledge about mythological creatures and ways to handle them. Roaches are frightening. No wonder bug evolved out of an old German word for ghost/spirit. Kids singing nursery rhymes. Your room is silent save the fan that rumbles by your bed. You're breathing steady as a drum with sheep counts in your head. But then you wake with eyes wide. An inky fear burns through. You hear a ghostly voice sing baby shark do 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 do. Apostrophe. Oh god, oh duck. There's a gap between the window and curtains, so you get shadows and lights from cars and people passing by. Terrifying when at 3 AM you think someone's about to try climbing through your window. Every shadow becomes terrifying at night. That coat in the corner of your room starts to look like a serial killer. OMG, I forgot about that. You see a man hunched over in a pile of clothes or a face in a stuffed animal. Terrifying stuff. Swimming in the ocean. I remembered the story my colleague shared with us during our training years ago. He is one of the few who survived the Aceh tsunami. He drifted in the ocean for 9 days. Dead bodies nearby. Lots of debris. He used the debris to build himself a makeshift raft. He saw bodies being eaten by sharks and all manner of sea creatures. Even children's. Nighttime was the scariest for him. You never know what lurks underneath you. Plus with no moonlight, the fear level is up a few more notches. And to this very day, he is afraid of the dark, which is understandable. He kept his spirits high and survived on whatever he could eat and drink. He saw a ship past him, but they didn't see him. A few days went by, nothing. He almost gave up until a ship came and took him to safety. The moment his legs touched the ship's floor, he was totally spent and collapsed. He and his other sibling are the only members of his immediate family to have lived through that tsunami. His parents and 2 siblings perished during the tragedy. He could have avoided the whole ordeal, but on his way to run to the hills, he stopped by to bring his uncle along to run too, which slowed him down. His uncle didn't make it. On the flip side, he was offered full scholarship to further his studies, got a career at the same university, and he is now happily married too. Here's a video interview of him. Link b/vsf2qqaq. This is the story of Rizal Shapatra. Whoa, what a story. Do you know how he managed to drink anything? The ocean. When I think about falling off a ship at night, I just hope the fall kills me. Don't ever watch open water. For me it's being in a battleship, but the power goes out in the lower deck and you can't see a thing trying to find a way up, but it fills up with water. Footsteps. In the dark. Nor that beat still slaps hard. Classic. Hey home intruder. Make your footsteps a 1/16 swing beat. Neighbors digging in their backyard. What in God's name are you doing down there, Wilson? Hiding bodies? Being lost in the woods. Shit. Just the woods in general. My aunt's house has a big backyard surrounded by a bunch of woods. Never know if someone is lurking in those woods just watching you in the dark. Now, where I went to college we had a satellite parking lot where I often had to park. Because the tiny lot by my dorm was always full. It was on the opposite side of campus, along the dark and winding road, surrounded by thick trees. I hated the walk from the lot to my dorm late at night. Freezing cold, dark, alone. Unidentifiable shadows among the trees. Sudden snaps and rustlings from somewhere off the road. Heart pounding. Walking quickly, trying not to look to the left or right in case something looked back. Someone laughing. Yeah, and it's only one person laughing. And it isn't you. Wind. In the day it just like, oh yeah, that's just the wind. At night it like the duck was that. Stay away demon, I've done nothing wrong. The power of Christ compels you. Shutting off the lights and running up the stairs. The thing is coming. SCP-087. Mirrors. Yes. Especially ever since I saw this 2-sentence horror story. I woke up to hear knocking on glass. At first I thought it was coming from the window, until I heard it come from the mirror again. Apostrophe. I already thought of mirrors. So I scrolled down, if I was alone. And then I read your comment. Duck that. Dolls. WWH. Someone knocking on your bedroom window, and you're on the 2nd floor. I'd be pretty creeped out by that during the day too, TBH. The sounds of animals, you hope, moving through the woods. And they always sound larger. When the suicidal friends send you a pretty lengthy message. It is scary during the day too, but waking up in the morning to read, that literally destroys all your emotions and put you in a panic-fueled scared state. Sadly so relatable. I woke up one morning to see my friend had sent really suicidal messages on our group chat, saying his phone password to tell police to check notes. etc. He had been on the sesh, and we all at this time were guilty of sending depressive messages. However, time kept passing without hearing from him, so we called his campus security for a welfare check. He had committed suicide. Probably just after those messages. It's scary, because without being there to talk them around, you feel so helpless in the morning waiting to find out what happened. Shit man, that's awful. I hope you're okay. Going up or down the basement steps. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.